Well, happy 5 a.m. sunrise. Yay!
So answer honestly, how was the night? So that thunk sounded pretty final, and it really was. Here I am loading everything I own into a 20-year-old box truck, getting ready to drive 900 miles from Utah to Seattle. From there I'm going to put it on a barge, hop on a ferry, and meet it in Ketchikan, if all goes well. Gotta love it. Nothing like traffic. It's not even rush hour yet. Still not going. I think we should move.
Okay.
Now I've got one advantage that most people don't have.
Stay down, 3 more to go.
I've got a wife that would go along with a scheme like this. Most of the guys I talk to say, I'd love to do what you're doing, but my wife would never go for it. Fortunately, that's not the case with me and my wife.
Glad we're not going the other direction. That traffic looks amazing.
We're both looking forward to this adventure. At least that's what she tells me. A lot of excitement, but there's also a little bit of fear, if I gotta be honest. There's nothing quite like quitting a high-paying job that's served you very well over the last 20 years.
About to check Idaho off the list.
Putting all your eggs in one basket and driving on, that'll cause a few sleepless nights for sure. But here we are. We'd spent pretty much all of our marriage devoting our time to our kids. That had been the task that we'd been yoked together with. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Raised some great kids that we're very proud of. But with the last of them leaving home this last year, it definitely changed the dynamic. We'd seen, watching our friends go through this same thing, we'd seen some of them handle it very well. We'd seen others that had grown apart. That was something we were pretty scared of.
To Washington.
You don't have a relationship like ours very often. It was something we definitely wanted to maintain. Talking with each other, we decided one thing that had been missing from our lives so far was just a simple life. We'd lived a good life, done a lot of amazing things, had some fantastic experiences, but it had been pretty complex. And the place we live, although amazing, has gotten more and more crowded, and that's something both of us didn't really enjoy. Anyways, a couple years ago, lost a family member. That necessitated us selling our house and helping out the family for a little while. It was a great time to sell a house. And for the first time in our marriage, we'd had a little extra cash. About that time, we came across a great piece of property up in southeast Alaska. It was way more than we wanted to spend on a piece of property, but it was the right piece of property in the right place, so we jumped on it. We spent the last couple of years bouncing back and forth between Utah on my vacation days and Alaska, trying to get this place ready to move in. We're not anywhere close. But are you really ever ready for a life-changing event like this? I don't think so. It's midsummer. That gives us a little bit of time to get prepared before winter sets in. We've got a lot of things we need to do. But before we do any of them, we got to get there. Now, I've made quite a few visits to my property over the last few years, trying to get ready for moving up here. I've always done it by airplane. So my wife and I wanted to get a different feel. We decided that if we were going to move up here, we may as well take a boat. After all, that's how you would have got there 100 years ago.
150 feet.
Straight or
I
what?
can't tell.
I
I can't tell. It looks like we're turning left, but
left here.
it says 0.6 miles west marginal way southwest. In 200 feet, take a left towards Ketchikan Avenue southwest.
Left here.
Left. Okay. So it basically wants us to U-turn, which I think is where we are. And this is the U-turn. So
We're not the only ones to do that.
that's good because, yeah.
The ferry hasn't been running too regular since the pandemic, so it was actually cheaper to drop our box truck off at a barge company, wait a couple days in Bellingham, and then catch the ferry up. And hopefully, if all goes well, the box truck will meet us in Ketchikan. From there, we'll drive to our homestead. I'm sure things won't go perfectly. They never do in adventures, but that's part of the fun. So you can't get to Alaska unless you go through Canada. The ferry's going to take us up through what would be the inside passage if you were on a cruise ship. And it's still the inside passage. It's pretty spectacular. By the time we booked our passage, there wasn't any staterooms to be had. So, plan is to camp on the deck. I've heard it's a great way to do it. We're gonna put up a tent. Where would that be?
By the solarium, I think. But you need to go to the purser first.
Okay, and where would they be located?
Take the stairways.
Okay.
And then there's a sign that purser.
Okay.
Thank you.
One down and you can take either port or starboard.
Okay,
but
perfect.
not on this level, right?
Not on this level.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
Anywhere here, he said, so, or on the other side, so. Though I don't really like camping around people, and this is probably worse than your normal campground. It seemed like a great way to do the inside passage. She huffs and she puffs. She can't blow the house down. Here's the last two guys pushing it to the very end. Boat leaves in about 15 minutes, but they made it. Fishing dreams are still alive.
Okay.
The trip up through Canada was everything we dreamed, and quite a bit more. I assumed that there'd be about 12 to 15 mile an hour winds, since that's as fast as the ferry's going. But what I didn't anticipate is we'd be going into a 20 or 30 mile an hour wind as we went, which, if you add that together, that's about a 30 to 50 mile an hour wind pretty constantly through the first night. Our tent pretty nearly beat us to death, but being the stubborn people we are, we decided we were going to tough it out through the first night. After that, didn't really have anything to prove.
Well, happy 5 a.m. sunrise. Yay! We're definitely the only ones left on the deck. We'll see how much longer till we're blown off, but probably not long.
For honestly, how was the night? Sucked really bad. Oh, sleep on the deck, they say. It'll be great.
10 out of 10 would not. With this wind.
There was a more protected area. Set up our tent there. Second night was pretty darn comfortable. I think that's right. Been a beautiful morning. That's not a whale right there. I don't know what that is right there. There's the whale out there, but there's something closer here. Yeah, right there. Oh, yeah. big question mark the whole ferry ride was our box truck going to make it up to Ketchikan safely? It should, but things in Alaska often don't go according to plan. There's my truck. Made it. It's probably easy to tell, but seeing my box truck sitting there on the loading dock took a load off my mind. I was pretty excited about it. There's so many things that could go wrong on a trip like this, and so far, none of them had really happened. I don't know how we lucked out so far, but I don't really expect it to continue, but I'm thankful that it has. Car, it came on a different,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
it came on a barge,
I was gonna say you.
but I saw it. I did see it, so it's here.
That's the best part.
Yeah, so see where those containers are?
Yeah.
That's where our car's at.
Perfect. Good.
He was worried about the
It's here already?
waves.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
It got here last night,
gotcha.
or it was supposed to. I don't know when it actually. The cruise up through the Inside Passage was everything we dreamed of. It was a great way to start an Alaska adventure. It partly killed me, spending a couple days in Bellingham waiting for the ferry, all that downtime. I just wanted to be on the homestead getting things done before winter. But you can't change schedules. If it's not leaving till Friday, it's just not leaving till Friday. Maybe we could have done it a better way, but this seemed like the perfect start. Got the box truck. Life is good. A few things to take care of before we head out to the homestead. Getting close to home now. Well, there she is. Still there. Got lots of daisies growing.
Yeah.
Well, we made it into the homestead about 7 o'clock last night. Everything appears to be in good shape. Did run into the first major problem of the trip. tailgate won't open. So all our stuff is trapped inside of our truck. Groceries, clothes, everything. So that's going to be the first major hurdle. I can pretty sure I can get it open. All I got to do, I think, is grab a handyman jack, lift up, and then it'll, once I get it past here, then it'll go down fine. But then I won't be able to get it back up. I think what happened is that during the trip, that valve got pulled, and my hydraulic fluid drained out. I could hear it gurgling when I was putting it up for the last time. My wife would be the first to tell you that I don't ask for help. And that includes her, not very often. But that's going to have to change, because really, it's just going to be me and her. Now, I've got some friends, but everybody's busy. Nobody's got time to help day to day. So together, we're just going to try and carve a little homestead out of the southeast Alaska. Well, here goes nothing. No need to like or subscribe, but here's a few scenes from next week. See you then.